Icebreaker. Let's welcome our last speaker, Daniel Billings Sr., giving his first speech. Daniel has navigated life as a single father while dealing with life and death situations. He's an acclaimed author. He also runs a nonprofit called Knowledge to Reign. So giving his speech in his vernacular title, I Love Me Some Him. Let's welcome Toastmaster Billings Sr.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That was a very elongated intro. I like that. I see some of y'all wondering about the title. Why would I name it that? Who the heck is him? I also see some of y'all saying to yourselves, I'm glad he didn't stand behind that podium. We wouldn't be able to see him, and we have no step stools for him to stand on. Chairpersons, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, I am Daniel Billings Sr., and this is my conversation piece. I love me some him. June 19, 2006, I was gifted a 6-pound, 8-ounce little man by his egg donor with help from hospital staff at a Tampa, Florida hospital. Yes, I said egg donor. Don't worry about copyrights. I'll let y'all use that one for free. Between March and May of the following year, I was called in for one of my 2 kidney transplant surgeries. They got me in the hospital. They cut me open. The surgeon had the kidney in his hands and his hands in my belly, and he got a call to stop the surgery. They were still doing a biopsy on a tiny piece of the kidney and found out the kidney had cancer. They sewed me back up like a rag doll, told me they apologized, and sent me home with hopes and dreams that I would get that second call for that second kidney. 2 to 3 weeks later, they called me again, but this time felt different. This time, I knew when I got out of surgery, I was going in the ICU, and with my son being a baby, he could not come and see me. I told them right off the gate that I would not be having this surgery if I cannot see my son's face. I needed to see my son's face to know that I was going to get through this. They agreed. When I woke up in my ICU room, the first thing I did was call the nurse and say, I need to see my son. She went and got him, and she brought him to this big window in front of my ICU room. When I seen my son, my face lit up, and I knew I was gonna be all right. The very next morning, I woke up to my bed shaking and me being rushed down the hallway. All I could see was lights over my head flashing, and I turned and asked the nurse, what's wrong? What's going on? She said, blood clots are filling up in your belly at a rapid pace, and if we don't get you into emergency surgery, you're gonna die. I said, well, hurry up, let's get going. And I fell back to sleep. When I woke up from that surgery, all I wanted to see was my son. I spent a month in the hospital before signing myself out against medical orders. I told the hospital that if I was gonna die, I was gonna do it at home or in a park playing with my son, not in a hospital bed with needles and tubes all over the place. At this time, my son was about a year old. When my son turned 6 months old, I started teaching him how to use the computer. When he started Head Start, he was the only kid in his Head Start class who knew how to use the computer. That the teachers had him helping them teach the other kids how to use the computer when they got to that point. And this became a trend throughout his school year. My son is now 15 years old. He's on pace to graduate a year early, which means his 11th grade year in high school will be his final year. He's working to start his own tech and gaming business. He's planning to go to UCF to be a computer engineer. 3 weeks ago, he got an offer from a tech company that's based here in the UK, in the US, in the UK, and in India for an internship at 15 years old. He does CrossFit 3 days a week, and he's been volunteering for Special Olympics since he was in 6th grade by his choice. I've never forced him to do anything as a single father. It's always been about what choice you want to make, because I wanted him to be happy in whatever he chose to do. When he turned 6 years old, I started teaching him how to play chess. When he turned 8 years old, I started letting him pick out his own clothes and shoes from the store and teaching him how to cook. My son can go in there and cook complete dinners. I don't have to do much of anything. I do, because I love to cook, but my son can do it. My son also helps me run my business, something he also chooses to do with all he has going on. My son has always been, since the moment I found out I was going to have him, my strength, my motivation, my inspiration to do everything that I have made a decision to do. I could have been dead already. I could have easily given up. But I chose to stand up and be a father to my son and fight through whatever I had to fight. Fellow persons, fellow Toastmasters, yes, I know we get up here and we say what we do up here is giving a speech. But in working on this, I felt that it's not a speech. It's a conversation between friends about something that we are passionate about. Me, I'm passionate about my son, and I love me some him.